Sharon Christa Corrigan was born in Boston, Massachusetts on September 2, 1948. Her parents were Edward and Grace Corrigan. She was the eldest of 5 children. Her family moved to the Boston suburb of Framingham when she was still young. She graduated from Marion High School in 1966. Christa attended Framingham State College and majored in history. She received her Bachelor of Arts degree in 1970. She married a long-term boyfriend named Steve McAuliffe. Steve McAuliffe and Christa moved to Washington, D.C., so Steve could go to law school. Christa started teaching until her first child. After her child was born, she went back to college to get her master's degree. Shortly after, they moved to Concord, where they had their second child. Christa accepted a social studies job, and two years later, she figured out that NASA was looking for a teacher to fly on the space shuttle to teach classes while in orbit. To apply, she had to fill out an 11-page application. Her class started calling her an inspiration.
Christa McAuliffe was an American teacher, selected from more than 11,000 applicants to be the first teacher in space. On January 28, 1986, she died just 73 seconds after liftoff of the Space Shuttle Challenger. Along with 6 other astronauts, she is remembered as a heroine by her professor and by attempting to touch the future.
The Smiley Junior High building was named after William H. Smiley, who attended Harvard University and was the superintendent of Denver Public Schools from 1912 to 1924. The junior high opened in 1928 and started with 350 students.
The architect of the building was George H. Williamson. He also designed East High School. McAuliffe has been occupying the building since 2014 and beforehand had been sharing space with Swaggart Elementary in Stapleton during the school's first 2 years.
How did you pick the name for the school? How did you pick McAuliffe International School?
So at the time when we started McAuliffe, the school was originally located over in Stapleton at 35th and Syracuse, across the street from the Sam's Club. And in that building there was an elementary school, which was Swaggart International School. They're on the first floor downstairs, and then they put the middle school upstairs. The elementary school was named after Jack Swaggart, who was an astronaut from Colorado. He's the guy in Apollo 13 that says, "Houston, we have a problem." So because the elementary school was named for an astronaut, we thought that it'd be really cool, since we're sharing the same building, to name the middle school after an astronaut. So we chose Christa McAuliffe because not only was she an astronaut, but she was also the teacher. She is the first teacher in space. So we chose the name McAuliffe to honor her legacy.
Challenger went up with 6 other people, including Christa McAuliffe.
What do you think is most special about Christa McAuliffe?
I think that, probably in terms of IB learner profile traits, she is a risk taker, right? Like, I think for a regular teacher to choose to become an astronaut and to take the chance that she took and to go through the training that she went through in order to be the first teacher in space was really cool. Knowing that there were dangers and that it was a risky endeavor, but she was willing to do that in order to further her cause.
Then the flight blew up 70 seconds after.
Christa McAuliffe started teaching in 1970 in Concord, New Hampshire. She taught social studies, and her students loved her.
I was in elementary school when the Challenger exploded, and it was so memorable to me. So the fact that we get to still remember her and she has a lasting impression on people, I think is a really neat opportunity. For her to be a science teacher and being able to go to space, what a cool thing to have happened. And it's so sad it ended in tragedy, but I think good came of it in the sense that we've been able to learn from it.
Well, it means to have a community, go to a bigger school, and since it's an IB school, it's kind of different than all the other ones. Okay.
So what it means for me to go to McAuliffe is being part of a community and making friends along the journey through 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, and even if you get here, not at the beginning of your year, but in the middle, kind of like 6th grade, but making friends throughout the entire year.
Great, thank you. It means kind of where I'm very privileged to go to a very beneficial school, which suits lots of people's needs, and it's very helpful to kind of all people, and yeah. So thank you.
It means to respect my fellow classmates and to expand my knowledge here in school.
Thank you.